We'll now call the meeting at 4:12. I'd like to welcome everyone to our regular Wednesday, April 22nd board meeting. We'll now do roll call. Sandra Barnes. Here. Daryl Thompson. Bill LaGrone.
Here.
Beth Parmentier.
Here.
Dr. Spencer Holtzum.
Present.
And myself, Lisa Torres. Closed session, public comment on closed session items. The board will extend invitation to interested parties who wish to speak on items that are listed on the closed session agenda. For those attending remotely who wish to comment, use the raise your hand button to be called on to speak. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes per person for 20 minutes per subject. Is there anybody online? Okay, we will now recess into closed session at 4:13. We will now reconvene into open session at 5:01. I'd like to report closed session report for personnel actions. During closed session, the board took action on personal matters. Specifically, the board approved the release without cause of one employee, number 2274, by the vote of 5-0. We will now have school presentation and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oakdale Heights, if you'd like to come up, that would be great.
Press the button.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Go ahead and press the button.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. James. Good evening, Dr. Holton, President Torres, Director Barnes, Director Parmentier, Director Thompson, and Director Legron. Mrs. Young, Mrs. Gutierrez, Mr. James, Mr. Reyes. We have 4 wonderful Oakdale Heights Eagles here doing the pledge for us. This is Eliza King, 5th grade, excuse me. Ezra Harris, 4th grade. Damon King, 4th grade. And Eloise Ewing, 3rd grade. You do fine. It's on the count of 3. They're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag for us. So would everyone stand and join us, please? One, 2, 3.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, awesome students.
I'll have you guys come up here and I have a certificate for each of you and then we'll take a picture. So come on up. So Ezra. Damon. Congratulations.
Thank you so
Eliza,
much.
that you?
Eloise.
Congratulations. We'll shake everybody's hand. And then I'm gonna come down there. and we'll
Thank you so
take a
much. Thank you.
Come on over here, Jack. Julia.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Members of the board, I also, as part of our student presentation, I invited one of our students from studios to join us tonight. I don't see her here tonight. I talked to her today and she was hoping to come. If she's not here tonight, we'll have her next month. But last week, the studios had a talent contest and she was the winner. And she's a marvelous singer, and she's also one of our leads in one of our new in one of our next theater productions. And so I invited her to come and gave her all the information, and she said she was coming and had already talked to her parents, but I don't see her. But if she shows up late, we'll maybe
We can
go-
definitely
go
do
go
that.
back. But if not, hopefully next month. Did you hear from anything from her, Miss Okay, I did talk to her today, but anyway, thank you. Okay, perfect, thank you.
Okay. We will now hear comments and announcements from the board. Sandra Barnes.
Happy Earth Day. I know, nobody saw that one coming, huh? I didn't either until it popped up on my calendar. I'm like, oh, it's Earth Day. Did we have a good time last week?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we went to DC.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. We went and had a visit from Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi. And then we went and saw a representative from Alex Padilla's office to put out our flag and tell him what we needed. Of course, this individual, Miss Adrienne Epstein, who happened to be from Butte County, already knew. So we got to build on that and just make our list a lot longer and provide a lot of opportunities and ideas for what we can do in continuing to advocate for students moving forward.
Okay, thank you. Beth?
I was able to attend Ishi and Studios open house, and I really enjoyed that. I thank them for making me feel welcome, and I hope to get to some more of them as the month goes on. I know it's busy. I want to thank all the administrators and Christy especially for putting together that Google Calendar, which is very helpful and gives everything listed for us. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you. Daryl? Bill? I would like to say thank you for the board and Spencer for allowing us to go to DC. I think this trip was very informative. We were able to network with other districts that are having similar problems as we are. So it was nice to be able to talk to them, maybe, pick some brains and find out what's working for them and what's not working to maybe, that can help us as well. As Sandra did say, we did see Adam Schiff and we did hear Nancy Pelosi. She always gives a speech every year, which is it's very uplifting. I also attended the ACSA County Classified and Certificated Staff of the Year Awards. It was very nice. The teachers and those that were there, the certificated, I actually used to work with Carlos's sister. So it was nice to see him get an award. I've seen him grow up and it was nice to see him get an award. So congratulations to all the teachers, those that put in the hard work day in and day out. It doesn't go unnoticed, and we just thank you for all that you do. It's not easy, but especially in these times, but we just want to thank you and let you know that you guys are doing an amazing job with these kids. And we appreciate you. Your community does appreciate you. I just I do want to let you know that I do talk to a lot of parents, and your hard work, right down to the food, is very much appreciated. So thank you so much for all your hard work. And I guess that's it for me, Spencer.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the board for allowing me to go with our board president and vice president to the Coast to Coast Conference in Washington, DC. One of the biggest purposes is to advocate and lobby for needs of California schools specifically. And our big platform, one of our biggest platforms, there was a number of platforms, was special ed funding. We feel like we're totally underserved in that arena, and so we're very happy. We're very happy to share with you that we were. Go ahead and have a seat. Yeah, go ahead and have a seat, and we'll get to you in a second. Yeah, very happy to say that. They were very well aware of the issues at hand, and it was very productive. I'd like to say happy Administrative Assistance Day to our office managers and to those who work in the district office. Christy and Hope, who are mine, thank you very much for all that you do behind the scenes. And Maddie, yes, Maddie, and everybody else in the district office. Also like to congratulate those teachers and those classified staff that were honored this past month through AXA. They do great work for our district. So thank you very much. And Madam President, I think it will be appropriate to get quick announcements from the rest of cabinet, and then our special guest from studios is here.
Okay, we'll go on to Andrew.
You just hit the gavel at me.
No, my phone fell. Now.
So as you're seeing, your agenda looks different for the. I wanted to. Thing I had to say tonight. And August 13th. Independence was 250 years ago. So put that together.
Thank you. Vince.
Sure, thank you. So want to provide a little update on our Math Adoption Committee. I do want to recognize them and thank Miss Molina, Miss Whitehead, Miss Stanley, Miss Bright, Miss Lefay, Miss Felbeck, Miss Sullivan, Miss Willman, Dr. Reyes, Miss Hancock, Miss Williams, and Miss Murrow for being on the math committee since I came on board on October 20th. Since then, we put out and we'll be presenting that in a little bit. In their absence, I just want to thank them for taking this journey with me, with our district, to the point of we are going to be closing that with our presentation tonight regarding our recommendation to our board so that we can bring that back next month for approval. So I do want to thank them for working hard and meeting after school hours and Saturdays to go in and review materials and everything to support the movement of the school in the district. Second thing I want to also recognize is member Parmentier, and I saw her. And so we both went to Ishii Hills last week and the studios last week and attended their open house event. And so it was really nice going in there and whether it be seeing kids at Ishii Hills coming over, saying hi because they saw me, they knew me from studios or whatnot. And then also great to see families and kids over at the studios coming over and saying hi as well. I really appreciate the staff putting the work together, putting their classrooms together, so that we can go ahead and have an open house for our families. So those are two things that I like to share tonight.
Thank you. Holly.
Good evening. The only announcement I want to bring up is next Friday, May 1st, BCOE is going to have their field and track event, which previously was known as the Special Olympics. This year, they're dedicating and renaming it for Cami Anderson. Cami Anderson was with BCOE for over 20 years as an APE specialist. She served all of our students and all students in Butte County and passed away this past February. So I wanted to invite everyone out. Students will start arriving about 9. We'll probably walk the track at 9:30. All of your schools will be represented, including SDO, and we'll be there until about 1. And I put it on the calendar.
Thank you. Okay, Spencer, would you like to revisit?
Yes, so we're going to go back to student presentation portion. Miss Patricia, would you like to come up And I'm going to have her introduce you.
This is Davia, one of my amazing rock stars and performers at the studios who won first place in our recent talent show. And as Dr. Holtham said, will be performing in our upcoming showcase. And I'm going to turn it over to her. What are you performing today for us?
Today, did at the talent show Dangerously. Female version cover that I like better than the original.
And Davia, did you have some music that you want to accompany? Or are you going to go a cappella? Okay, great. Yep.
Da-da-da, okay. No. This gonna hurt, but I blame myself first, 'cause I ignored the truth. Junk got to love my head up, there's no forgetting you. You've awoken me, but you're choking me. I was so obsessed. Gave you all of me, and now honestly, I got nothing left. I loved you dangerously. More than the air that I breathe. Knew we would crash at the speed that we were going. Didn't care if the explosion ruined me. Baby, I loved you dangerously. You took me down, 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 and kissed my lips quick goodbye. I say it now, 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 now. It was a matter of time. You know, I know there's only one place this could lead, but you are the fire, I'm gasoline. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you dangerously. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, more than the air that I breathe. Speed that we were going, didn't care if the explosion ruined me. Baby, I loved you dangerously. I loved you dangerously. Oh no, I loved you dangerously.
So, Davia, thank you so much for showing off your talents tonight. Can you tell the board?
My gift certificate was $180.
Which was from where?
Walmart.
From Walmart.
Good
So,
job.
And she will be one of the showcase students at our upcoming showcase. We have a number of students who are doing both dance and music. That's kind of the theme for second semester. And thank you so much for coming this evening. And we'll be, oh, I need a picture with you. Yes.
That was beautiful. Thank you. Okay, we'll now move on to comments by the public. I don't have that where it says that public's invited to speak.
So we have a couple people who would like to do public comment.
Okay.
Yeah, come on up.
Thank you, School Board, for your time. My name is Timothy Huber. I'm the Vice Chair of the Board of Directors for Stream Charter School, and I'm talking here tonight on Section 9 Bravo, the first reading of the policy updates. There are several areas there, and I'm specifically here talking about the charter school sections that I would like to see clarified. Several places there, it's not clear whether it's the petitioner's board or the school board. Then when it comes to the authorization in section 042.0.4, it's pretty clear the education code expects a process where the parties work together and not against each other. Removing language that for early help from the superintendent makes it harder to fix issues before a formal review. Requiring an MOU before a petition is approved appears to create a condition not required under state law, and it could delay the timeline set in California Ed Code. The MOUs are useful, there's no doubt about that. But requiring one first may shift focus away from the school's quality and its attributes, and shift the focus towards negotiating district terms. In terms of the renewal and revocation policy, 042.0.42, the timelines should remain predictable and neutral. Adding language requiring completion of appeals may require and create delays that hinder charter school continuity as well as planning. The school should be judged using the same legal standards used locally, not necessarily changing statewide comparisons. The community context is quite important. In terms of fiscal governance, the phrases like including but not limited to are quite broad and make it very difficult for schools either to interpret or comply with said regs unless they are clearly delineated. The charter schools already provide extensive fiscal transparency through audits, budgets, and reporting. Stream goes so far as to publish as part of our minutes the check register, which is not then a public document. The denial standards should be specific, measurable, and clearly tied to statute. Fiscal concerns should also follow the Ed Code, and any process should align with the notice requirements and timelines established under California Educational Code to preserve procedural fairness. In terms of timelines, there's a 47605, which applies to charter approval, but is also used by the procedures as delineated in the packet presented for renewal, and that can create confusion. The renewals are governed by by applicable California regs, CCR 119664, including a 60-day review timeline with extensions only by mutual agreement. Policy language should clearly reflect that distinction. Accurate statutory references reduce ambiguity, improve consistency, and protect the charter school as well as the district from avoidable procedural disputes. In terms of policy oversight, there's no doubt that oversight is important. Requests for detailed documents like invoices, receipts, and ledgers should be used when there's a specific concern, but not as routine practice. We already, as I mentioned before, we already provide the audits, the budgets, and the financial updates, but asking for such detailed records adds work without improving oversight. And oversight works best when it focuses on real
10
risks,
seconds.
clear issues, and not broad or open-ended document requests. I appreciate your time very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we get a copy?
This is recorded and we can get a copy of that. Yes.
Would anyone else like to speak? Come on.
Good evening, everybody. I know on the calendar, open houses, Christy Anglin, Principal, Wyandotte Academy, in case you forgot who I was. Our open house is coming up next week on April 30th starting at 5 o'clock. I don't think it's noted on there that we are also opening our garden area that we've been working on since I came on board in June. We're at the final laying, and the children have been out there with their seedlings that they planted in the classroom and then replanted, and they've been out there with UCC and we always call them the carrot ladies, planting other items in our garden. So I just want to make sure that if you would like to attend, it's 5 o'clock starting with the ribbon cutting, and there'll be some vegetable tasting as well. So hope to see you there. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
April 30th. Did I say the wrong day? Okay. You never know. You know, it's testing season and all the thoughts are escaping my brain these days. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Okay. Is there any more comments by the public? Okay, we'll now move on to recognitions. A special recognition for Amy Hubbard.
Amy, if you'd like to come up, please. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Gotta come up.
On behalf of the board, we would like to thank you in what you did for the district or on behalf of the district through the federal monitoring process. It's called FPM, and this is where the state comes in and looks specifically at a number of different programs, usually categorical, how we're spending, to ensure that we're compliant within the rules and laws. And Amy, it would please the board if you could tell them how we did on that. Go ahead and hit the button.
Yes, we got our findings a few days after it closed, and we had 0. So we were audited in 8 different departments, including our EL department, our special ed. We had fiscal monitoring, multiple departments, and we ended with 0 findings in all 8.
Thank
So
you.
thank you very much. And not only is this a big deal for the district, but through the process, Amy was uploading all the documentation. She asked to take on this assignment. I said, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Ray from it, but it's okay.
Normally, this would be something that Vince would oversee, but we were when it started, it was early in the year and kind of in transition. And Amy said, "You know what, Spencer? I did this several years ago when I was a coordinator. I'm happy to take one for the team." And through this process, the state will ask for a lot of documentation and she has to track it down. She was meeting with Andrew on a daily basis, oftentimes while she's simultaneously running our biggest school in the district. And so we wanted to just acknowledge you, all your hard work, all your extra work, and appreciate a fine job. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Amy.
A lone job. I know a lot of it fell on me, but I couldn't have done it without a lot of people here in this room, especially Andrew, who sat in his office probably bugging him all day, every day. I need this. Can I get this? So thank you for that, as well as all the principals. When I called to ask for stuff, their turnaround had to be very quick because I had to be very quick so that we had time to fix things before we would get a finding. They work with you, not I got you. They want to see the school district succeed and have the right documentation and systems in place. And so it's just takes a village to do it. And I wanted to say thank you to everybody here who also supported me in that process. So.
Yes.
Amy, if you'd like to come forward.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that amazing work. We will now move on to presentation 2026-27 Math Adoption Curriculum Recommendation.
So thank you for having us this evening. Both Laura and I have been working with the Math Adoption Committee, and we are presenting also on behalf of our Math Adoption Committee tonight. And so again, we want to recognize the teachers who've been on there consistently, helping us through this journey. I'd like to start by letting you know that on starting October 20th was when I went into the interim position, and the math adoption timeline started at that time. So we broken this up into 4 phases. Phase 1, committee formation, criteria for selection of the committees. We rolled that out, got the committee, and then we had to go and take part in this math framework overview. We had to attend that as well as the math readiness and planning sessions with our teachers. That led us into phase 2, which is the math material review, selection, pilot training, and the piloting of the materials. And as such, that took place February, March, and into April. And then, of course, if we move on into the next phase, which is phase 3, now the white font is something that's not yet accomplished or done or completed yet. So we're in phase 3, the approval and purchase phase. We've analyzed the math program, which Laura and I will take part in sharing in a little bit. Pros and cons, selected the top program for recommendation to our superintendent. Tonight, we are here making a presentation to our board to see if there's any questions, and we will be bringing this back to secure board approval next month. After board approves it, then of course we go into purchasing of the materials. As you see there, we will meet again as a team to reflect on our process. As you know, next year we are leading into an ELA adoption year. So we are cleaning up any hiccups that we may have stumbled upon this school year with a math adoption process, so we can go into ELA adoption on a more smooth route. And then phase 5 up there, math initial training and prep work. We will be securing and providing initial curriculum implementation training. The dates have been set, but upon negotiation, as Dr. Holtum had mentioned earlier, and we will provide some time for classroom setup so that our teachers can be supported and be ready for first day of instruction. And then, of course, phase 5 here, full math implementation and professional development. We are planning on securing ongoing monthly professional development, protecting the second PLC date of each month to be focused solely on math implementation, review, analysis, and planning. We will plan on a mid-year check-in. And then, of course, at the end of the year, we want to be able to evaluate our implementation of the math program. Okay, and some pictures to capture what we have done in our process. Of course, there were earlier pictures in the year that were not taken, but you'll see us using the math adoption screener that was also in partnership and developed with Butte County Office of Education. They had a huge part in this as well, so we want to give a shout out to Butte County Office of Ed for their support and ongoing guidance. The training of the piloted materials and leading us up to the selection process of our top program. We'll tag team this because what we did was we brought in the team. 2 programs that we selected through this process are the HMH into math and the Big Ideas Math and You. These are programs that as we through the 42 state adopted curriculum programs, we landed on. And then the teachers went and piloted them in late February, March, and into April. And then we came together and looked at pros, cons, evaluate, And ultimately, we gave a FIS, which means no, no go, don't like, to 5, meaning yes, willing to champion this and move this forward, and even support with training and support with the teaching of teachers as well. So
Teachers they piloted for about 6 to 7 weeks. A group would pilot one and then they flopped and piloted the other and they kind of flip-flopped back and forth that way. And then so when we got together, they can give us their pros and cons on each.
okay. These are some of the pros and cons that the teachers had come up with. Pros for HMH, for example, spark your learning, real world situations. WAGO is a online platform that supports the kids and the teaching of the math. There's great support for ELs, built-in language routines, digital Ps. Both of the programs, the digital piece and the HMH program, seem to overshadow or overdo the other program. Clever Access, that was one of the non-negotiable as well, was that the program had to be digitally compliant or compatible with Clever. Teacher Edition, Manipulatives, this program came with manipulatives as well, TK8, exit tickets, discourse. And so we're looking at the pros here for HMH. And as Laura had said earlier, we provided them, both groups, an opportunity to do one and then swap, and provided the other cohort or the other group opportunity to do the same.
Something else that the teachers really liked, the pro, was a coachly program with HMH, which if the teacher chose, they can have like a teacher coach that was available to them that they could reach out to either by chatting with them or it was a real person. So they could set up like a 15-minute or a 30-minute meeting if they had questions about the program. And that will carry into the adoption as well.
And that comes through the publisher. We will be able to have, online support, real-time support when our teachers have questions or concerns.
We can go over the cons if you like as well. They listed that they wish that there were more language questions for elementary lessons are a little bit long, and steep learning curve for the HMH, as it should be expected for any new program. Digital slides not available, not ready yet. So they're still building their digital slide for support of teachers. And both programs are actually doing that. Too many books, limited practice, TE not user-friendly, hard to find rigor, vocabulary cards. Although after they wrote these, they went and they had opportunity to explain to each other. So there were vocabulary cards. It was just that during the pilot, there was not a use of it. So one set of teachers or a couple of them didn't find it, but through this process, they all kind of help each other see the good and the bad of both programs. Okay.
Big ideas. So when they went over their pros, they liked at the beginning of the curriculum of every unit, there was a career connection, visual, video that connected it to some sort of career for the kids to make the connection, vocabulary cards. They liked the introduction video. The rigor was easily adjustable to different levels of the kids. It was easy to prep. The teacher's edition was easy to use, and the students preferred. In some of the classrooms, the students preferred big ideas. There was a nice social emotional piece and an EL support. They also like that there's lots of built-in games into big ideas. The kids like those. Making teacher slides. The vocab is great for the elementary school. They had a vocabulary piece, but both did. Both HMH and Big Ideas had both a vocabulary piece. They like that job connection. Again, lots of opportunity for practice and good real connections.
Sure. Big Ideas did not provide any manipulative, so that was a downside there. No performance tasks. Big Ideas regarding digital was a little bit much less. The online part of getting into Clever was not as compatible or accessible. No workbooks for the middle school. There were still some errors that were found in the program and the assessment as well. Some of the teachers tried it out and it came out as not being error-proof yet. Still purchasing their notebooks, lack of engagement, and lack of workbooks and space. And of course, they were still working on digital support for the teachers.
And some of them actually said the pages of the student editions and workbooks were a little overstimulating, a little too much on them, a little too busy.
Okay, at the end of our discussion, because this was a vote by consensus and agreement, because we are one district and we wanted every individual to be able to champion and to be able to implement the chosen curriculum with fidelity, with integrity, with purpose, with mission, because we want it to work for all of us. And so by the consensus, by a vote by consensus, we made sure that opportunity was provided to any of our piloting teachers for a question, for clarification, and then we voted. And when we voted, the vote came, big ideas, math and U program, 23 points were the votes. HMH into mathematics, 49 votes. Again, this was a vote of 0 to 5. And so and 49 votes there because after the consensus question and answer, we all agree HMH has an edge over on technology over the other program. And if we want to rely on data to drive instruction, whether it be small group instruction or whatnot, HMH would be the better of the two programs. Integration with Waggle, integration with Clever. This would also be something that HMH would do a lot better. And we feel that HMH into mathematics in their Spark Learn Check model provides more feedback, more to the teachers as they can go ahead and pivot, make changes to supporting kid learning. And so tonight we are bringing this presentation to you and seeing if you have any questions as we want to recommend HMH for Oroville City Elementary School District into next school year for full implementation.
So at this time, board, if you have any questions, they can take some questions, and I'd like to start with the first one. As we kind of look, and I did see this on your presentation, and thank you for the nice presentation. You know, sometimes we feel like we're getting a little bit more too reliant on our Chromebook and on the digital side. And I want to ensure that HMH provides workbooks and that all our kids are going to have that. So can you address that for me and the board?
Yeah. H&H has that digital technology component to it where the kids will be can interact with their Chromebook, but there's also a workbook where it's actually paper pencil as well that's integrated to lessons, and it's their workbook. So they just, you know, they'll do a lesson, work in it, next day do a lesson, it's their practice page, and it has both those aspects to it.
Another piece that I want to share with the board is at our superintendent's meeting, we've been talking about this process. A lot of districts in Butte County are going through this process. And I will say that we do our process totally independent from them, but a lot of districts are landing on HMH. And not only in this area, but also in California. So not just our process, but a lot of other districts are landing on HMH as well.
Okay, any other questions?
I just want to say thank you for doing all the hard work and finding out what works and what doesn't work. And so I do appreciate the fact that we are going to pencil and paper, not so much relying on digital. I think a lot of it, a lot of kids have been lost. Like what happens if digital goes, like what happens if we have a meltdown? All of a sudden we don't have digital. Kids are going to go crazy. They don't want to know what to do with pencil and paper. So thank you so much for keeping that in mind.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. We'll now move on to discussion. The board handbook update.
Okay, thank you. So several months ago, you asked me to work on a board handbook that can be provided to the board and also to future board members. And I've worked with Christy Reyes, my administrative assistant, and we pulled together numerous districts, some in our region and some outside our region, that had board handbooks. And we went through all of them and we kind of pick and chose the different pieces that we like. And then Christy had the awesome opportunity to kind of put it into one. So I appreciate all the work that she's done on this. And then recently I kind of sent that out to you for you to start to give feedback. And we started that process. And so what I'm going to do is, based on your feedback, start to update the handbook. So far, I haven't seen a lot of changes that need to be made, but when we make those changes, and you guys have been, excuse me, the board, I haven't gotten your email. But we're in the process of updating it and giving you editor rights, and we'll continue to clean it up and get it into a form that next month I'd like to bring it back and approve it.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to the first reading, which updated board policies packet.
So part of this process, as we've gone to the gamut CSB. So this is.
Yeah, thank you.
And to give the board an update, we heard in open comment some questions and concerns about some of the charter school policies. I will share with the board that we had our charter school policy attorney did a lot of that updating or changes, and I'll continue to work with him with what we receive from what was shared with us tonight from Stream Charter School, and I'll continue to update the board as appropriate.
Okay, thank you. We'll now move on to the school bond measure update.
So last month, Greg Isom from Isom came and discussed the possibilities of a school bond measure update. One of the questions that we talked about was the viability of going out for another school board bond. Also about the viability that the high school district might be also going out for a bond. I did get confirmation after that meeting that the high school is moving forward with a bond. The question was then asked, is there a possibility that we could go together? I've heard some different opinions on that. I haven't had a chance to sit down with the high school district's superintendent to kind of discuss the possibility of that. But my question to the board tonight is, do you have any questions? And do we have interest in moving forward with a bond? And if so, in what capacity? More specifically, as just our district, or see if there's any interest from the high school district to run one together? Or not at all? Yeah, so I don't know that. I do know that theirs is going to be sizable. They have um, a lot of older facilities like we have. And like I said, I haven't had a chance to sit down with him and talk to him. I've had an initial conversation with him that we need to do that. I just haven't had a chance to do that. But I do know that if we do go out together, it's going to be at a much larger scale, and we won't be able to probably sell it on the fact that this is kind of a renewal of, our current bond. It's probably going to be higher. But I will share with the board that if we do go out in a bond together, then we can combine forces, and the sellability is a little bit easy. But I'm not even sure if we can do that together. I have asked ISOM about that, and I got some different opinions. But before I start spending more money going out working with ISOM and things, I kind of want to get a direction from the board of what you guys are thinking, and if you'd like me to even entertain this. So we looked into that as well. That is a little more complicated. It's more easy. It's easier to do with the high school district, due to the fact that it's a public school.
So if we don't go for the bond now, that we can't go for another bond?
If we don't go out at this time, that does not eliminate our opportunity to go out at a future date. You just have to go out during an election year. And so we can wait for another 2 years or another 4 years. It's up to the board, when they would want to go out for a bond. The one thing that we do have going for us is that we're still kind of in that window of opportunity to where we can sell a continuation of the bond money that is currently being spent by our community. And I'm going to recommend that we go for a bond strictly for the fact that the way the state is puts money together for facilities, and Andrew can speak better to this, is that there's a lot of opportunity to get matching funds or partial funds based on having a bond. But without that seed money, you don't give yourself an opportunity to go out and get some of that matching funds. And so without that, we're kind of in a holding pattern of doing any kind of sizable project or sizable upgrade to our facilities in the district. And Andrew, do you want to speak to that at all?
Yeah, and there's a item, a grant application. You just get a little bit of money together to do that. Dollars again. type of projects. Take our match money.
Well, I would like to see us go for the bond. I think that would benefit our district very well. I mean, if we can partner up with the high school, if that is a possibility, I think it would split the fees. Right, we could split the baby.
Well, and so at this point in time, I don't know if that's a reality or not, because there's two pieces to that. Like I said, I've talked to a couple different people, ISOM specifically, and they said, and Andrew, maybe you can remember the exact verbiage that they used, but they think there's a possibility, but there's several hurdles to get to that point. So it wasn't like a definite yes on that. And we also have to make sure that the high school wants to do that with us. But I think from my vantage point, I think there's a lot of advantage of us trying to, do it, together, because we don't ever want to have competing bonds with somebody else.
Right.
So, and even if they were separate bond. Duties.
How about if you find those answers and then, does the board support that?
I do not. I mean, if we're gonna do it, we should stand on our own. I mean, we don't need to go out and I don't know if we're trying to buy goodwill of them or what, I don't know, but we're also, whatever baggage they may have, we're also buying that as well. And then you're commingling money, trying to figure out whose is what and everything else. It just turns into a nightmare and it's just, we're going to do it. We're already competing with Thermalito. It's gonna be on there as a ballot measure for a bond. As a taxpayer, I want to be able to pick and choose. I don't want to be told, hey, I'm gonna, your taxes are going to drop $25, but they're gonna go up 150 because of this massive bond for these two combined school districts. I want the opportunity to say, I might choose 75 here, but I'm not doing 150 for both. I mean, so I think I think you're mixing things that we just don't need to mix. I mean, we can demonstrate a need through if you look at the developer impact fee, it states in there that our facilities are falling behind. We can't keep up. With the new construction that's needed, but it also talks about the condition of our current facilities. So, I mean, the need is there, the justification is there. So I would just assume stand on our own, give the voting public the opportunity if the voting public chooses to pick 3 bonds, so be it. I mean, but now on the other side, we might be the loser too, where they pick 2 and not this one. But still, I'm not really sure that we can do that anyway, where we're using the tax dollars that are intended for this entity for another entity's interest. So I just don't know. I would just soon see us do it on our own.
Yeah, we should just stand on our own.
Any other comment or suggestion? I will say that what we do know is if we do it on our own, I can, tomorrow call ISOM and start the process. And we don't have any of these outside questions lingering over our head, if we can, if I can't, is there interest, is there not? All we do is we move forward with a bond. And then we start to get more strategic. I will share that, just remind the board that we missed out on our last bond by a couple hundred votes. And I'm definitely going to change some of our strategies that we had last time and be a lot more proactive. And I'm already working with community members on different things like phone banks. And I've already started reaching out to some of our labor groups and getting them much more involved this time than we did last time.
Going on our own also. My concern with going together was that it'd be such a long.
Mhm.
I like being able. And continue.
Well, and I do appreciate Bill's thoughts on that with the idea that we can be strategic with the amount. So and try to be as competitive as possible because maybe we don't need to go out as for as big as maybe some of the other ones and maybe a little more appealing with the fact that we can sell that this is a continuance and go in that direction. So thank you. I will start working on this immediately. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll now move on to public hearing.
So for the public hearing, we're proposing that increase our 7 cents a square foot. This is the new allowed amount at our developer fee level. Because we're not in massive growth, our developer fee level is not. Have Orville High School that covers our same area, so we're not, we split. So at this point, we're looking for public input on the developer fee justification study, any public comments, as this is the public hearing portion of this, and then later on, agenda is the action item.
Okay.
Oh, and so what we've been. $25,000 to $75,000.
Okay, thank you. Does the board have any comments?
I see that we share this with the high school district. We get a 55%, 45 or 50, something like that split. Do they have to adopt this same thing? The high school district?
They don't. They do. So
So we both have to adopt it in order for it to be the 538?
well, they get, yeah, and we would both do about.
Okay, and we both pay for a study, or do we share the cost of one study?
Share the cost of one study, it's separate.
Okay, thank you. That was just curiosity questions. Thank you.
Okay. We'll now move on to action session. Public comments on action items. Would anyone like to comment on action items? Okay, we'll now move on to the consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda? Can I get a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstain? Pass with 4 yes votes. We'll now move on to new business. Approve new emergency push button alert system at studios.
Through the ELOP funding, we're looking at emergency. When I first pitched this idea, I thought it was nuts. But when implications of this would be. Philosophical change. Why I see a guy. It's not a. And hopefully.
Does the board have any questions or comments?
Curious.
If somebody has
a medical emergency. Things, but if you're not sure.
So-
Just, it's a shift though. Criteria. And again. Professionals come. So to me, this.
So would they know, since you said that there's buttons put around the school, how would they know what area of the school the button was pushed?
You push the button.
Kids.
Emergencies then.
Call or something.
It goes through. Their job and part. That is. But. Campuses are locked up. They're locked down. The only difference. Hopefully.
So let's say, so this is a new process, right? So are we gonna get charged for like the number of times, like, let's say Acularm, you keep, like, they press the button, but that's not really the emergency. Are we gonna get charged like extra times that that they have to keep responding to these alarms?
I don't think
Am I-
Acularm will charge you. Acularm is a monitoring fee regardless if you use it or not. You pay the same fee every month. It's like, this is nothing more than a big burglar alarm for your house. If the front window gets
Yeah.
broke out, front window's broke out. So, and they know that when they report it. So if I push button A, they know it's button A. It enhances the security on the campus because now you know where the emergency's at. It's not just an emergency. I mean, okay, we know it's by the cafeteria. It's not, on the track or wherever these things would be. So I think this is a good idea. I just have a couple questions for you, Andrew, regarding this. This is a trial system or a pilot?
So for its. Not. Not have it central. Mostly by.
Is this a hardwired system? Because I noticed the expense and it seemed very expensive. I mean, that was, I'm not opposed to it. It just seems so this isn't Wi-Fi or anything. I'm sure it'll be Wi-Fi backed up, but, or wireless backup, I mean.
Exact type of thing. Absence internet connection. World's happy. What happened?
That'd be bad news because you didn't get raptured.
You know that. And when things really go.
And we chose AccuAlarm today because of the fact that that's who we're currently using for our systems. I mean, because as we move forward in the future, if we do decide to do this at all the campuses, and I think it'd probably be a good idea. I'm just asking, is there a bid policy that we're going to have to follow instead of just using our preferred provider? I mean, I can understand how we're doing it as a pilot program to test it to see if it works, but on the next go around, and I'm not opposed to AccuAlarm at all.
Yeah. Also, it's also our. Sorry. It's sort of an add-on.
And then I have one follow-up question. When you were talking, you said the principal's going to go look at the tape. We're not using VCRs and cassette tapes, are we? I mean, so, okay, I didn't think so. Yeah, you're dating yourself and showing your age. Thank you. I think it's a great idea. Thank you for bringing it forward.
And how long will the trial period be before we go and try to put it into our other schools?
We want to see.
Mhm.
In our school.
Thank you. Does the board have any more questions? Okay, can I get a motion to approve the new emergency push button alert system at studios?
So moved.
Can I get a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes?
No.
Any abstain? Okay, so we have three votes. Okay, sorry. All right, we'll now move on to Summer Food Service Program Site Sponsor Agreement, Butte County Library and Orville Branch.
Okay, so both under new business, both B and C are both for food services programs. They are the agreements for summer meals to be provided to the Orville YMCA and the Orville Library Branch. We are planning to provide meals to them over the course of what our summer school program will be, as well as an additional couple of weeks after our summer school ends. The YMCA will operate their program and provide meals to the students that are enrolled in their programs. And those will also be open sites for community students as well that can go to the YMCA or the library to get lunch at the library and the YMCA and breakfast also with the YMCA. So both of those are just agreements that basically go over the times, the dates, and how the programs will operate as far as who will pick up the meals, where they'll pick up from, where the program will be operating from.
And Shari, can you share with the board how this is funded?
Yes, it's funded through, it's federally and state funded. It is through our food services program where we apply for the applications to operate summer food programs. Once those applications are approved, then we operate the program through our staff funding. And then we get reimbursement for those meals, depending on how many meals we claim.
Kind of highlight, this is the first time our board has seen this particular type of MOU. County office. Summer.
Mhm.
And as I give reports over, our extended holidays, um, our food giveaway is very popular, and we have a lot of students who utilize the program.
How was this funded?
This is federal and state funding, so it's
Through
an
USDA or something?
Yeah, USDA.
And why is it that part of the agreement that I read said that they can't break the meal up? They can't, separated, I think was the terminology.
So-
What do you mean by that?
So we have to offer 5 food components and it's a part of the meal. So when we send the meal out, they can't solely offer milk and then claim that as a meal because that's not a full meal in the eyes of the USDA program.
I think this is a very important program because
Mhm.
unfortunately there is a segment of our community that, this is the meals that the kids get and they don't get much more. So I'm really glad that somebody is doing something to ensure that, at least they're getting a couple meals.
And there is a little bit more restrictions as far as how the program can operate. They do have to come in to the building itself and sit down and eat, whereas when we operate the programs during the breaks, we kind of have the autonomy to be able to do grab and go with the regulations that the USDA puts on the SSOP application program. They have to come in and sit down and actually consume the meal on site. So there is that piece, but it still provides the opportunity for students to be able to have a meal that they might not have had access to. And with having our summer school site as an open site at Oakdale, and then the YMCA and the library, we're kind of stationed all over town to be able to provide that option to as many students in the community as possible.
Excellent.
And how many days a week are we doing this? Every day?
It'll be every day except for June 8th, June 19th, and then July 3rd, which are holidays, so we won't have staff. Except the library will operate on July 3rd. So they celebrate the holiday on the 4th, so they will still provide lunch on July 3rd. And the YMCA is going to be operating on the 19th and the 3rd, the 19th of June and the 3rd.
Oh, okay.
So they'll be-
This is Saturday and Sunday too, because I thought I read Monday through Friday.
Yes. And both the YMCA and library will continue through July 31st to have meals.
And this will be on Parent Square
Yes.
and make sure it's available.
Yeah, I'll have
Okay.
flyers and banners that we put out at both the YMCA and the library so that the community, if there's someone's driving by or walking by, they know that they can stop. It's during certain times of the day, but that'll be on the flyer and the Parent Square post as well.
Okay, thank you so much. Does the board have any more questions or comments? Okay, can we get a motion to approve the summer food service program site sponsor agreement for the Butte County Library in Orville Branch? Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstain? Pass with 4 yes votes. Since we've already heard what the agreement's about, can we make a motion to approve the summer food service program site sponsor agreement for the Orville YMCA? Can I get a second? Those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstain? Pass with 4 yes votes. Thank you so much. We'll now move on to review quarterly report of district compliance with Education Code Section 35186, Uniform Complaint Procedures.
So for our first quarterly report of 2020.
Okay. We will now move on to approve resolution number 25-26-08, intent to offer or expand full-day transitional kindergarten TK and kindergarten and authorization for grant applications.
Like I was discussing earlier, we have some states specifically at open. Yeah, I'm just trying to. We're just getting in line. To the opportunity.
Does the board have any questions or comments? Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
I make a motion, we approve resolution number 25-26-08.
Can I get a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstain? Pass with 4 yes votes. We'll now move on to business and finance. Adopt resolution 25-26-07, resolution increasing school facilities fees as authorized by government code code section 65995B3.
We discussed this earlier. This was the fees that we asked to specifically be used for facilities projects. Do you guys have any further questions about it?
Did the board have any more questions? Okay, this is an action item. Can I get a motion to approve? Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstain? Pass with 4 yes votes. Personnel, approve annual statement of need.
This is something that we approve every year. Every year we need substitute teachers, but the state of California requires us to bring forward to the board and approve an annual statement of need. We will be needing substitute teachers for next year, and this just basically gives us the authorization to have substitute teachers that have 30-day sub permits, so they can work in our district.
Okay, does the board have any questions or comments? Can I get a motion to approve the annual statement of need? Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstain? Pass with 4 yes votes. Approve request for provisional internship permit, Madison.
So, this individual is a current employee of our district and currently working as a special education aide in our district, and is doing an amazing job and is moving forward to secure their credential. But in the meantime, we are asking the board to approve a provisional internship permit so that he can teach for us next year as he is going through his credentialing program. This person is very experienced, does great with our kids, and we have a need for these provisional permits because we continue to have shortage in our special education ranks.
Does the board have any questions or comments? Can I get a motion to approve the request for provisional internship permit for Madison?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstain? We're going to pass with 4 yes votes. Memorandum of Understanding with the Orville Elementary Teachers Association, Saturday School 2025 to 26.
So this is a memorandum of understanding that was done with the in conjunction with OETA at the negotiation table. And our Saturday school, our attendance recovery days is where our kids who have missed school has a chance to do credit recovery or attendance recovery. So far, we have been able to, and thanks to Miss Albert, raise your hand. She's overseen this program. And how many times have we done credit recovery or attendance days this year? 2 per month, yes. And we've almost recovered about 300 days of attendance through this program. And so this is updating our MOU with the teachers and ask that you approve it.
Dr. Holtum, I was reading this and it says that how many times has nobody shown up? No students.
Every time we've always had students, and at least anywhere from 10 to 15. But we have started to grow this to, we've had days where we've had up to 60, 62, or was it 72? 78. So we had one day that we had 78, and that's one of the reasons why we're updating this, is because all of a sudden, this is starting to gain
Momentum, yeah.
momentum, and we had to kind of change some of our ratios, and they're becoming more and more popular, and we're doing a better job kind of promoting them. And so that's some of the changes we're making, is so that we can ensure that we have enough teachers to cover this, and we have good ratios for it.
Okay, I'm not trying to negotiate or anything, but it seems to me that if nobody shows up, 2 hours is kind of light on compensation because they've given up their entire day because they anticipated being at work. I mean, so maybe in the future we can look at that to see.
Yeah, thank you. We definitely can look at that. But so far, those 10 or 12 student days, we're in our first several months, and we haven't experienced something like that in the last several months.
But I'm glad to hear that.
But thank you for that feedback, and we're happy to adjust that. I'm sure.
It just seems to me, it was me and I gave up my Saturday and, I got I wouldn't want the 2 hours. I'd rather have the day. I mean, that's just if nobody, I know you can't control if nobody shows up.
I'm sure OTA is going to appreciate that statement, Bill.
I mean, so that's just, well, that's the beautiful part is I don't have to negotiate it. So,
Well, neither do I now, because
no, I can't. I don't.
So when's the last day that we're gonna do on Saturdays? Because school ends June.
Sorry, the dates for the schedule for the Saturday and Memorial Day weekend, so we're going with the 9th. And we're trying to organize a field trip. We have busing to participate in the community's Featherfeast Days Parade next Saturday. That's part of our chunk that day. And then the next one is the following week, the 23rd. So the 23rd is our last.
So we have 2 more days,
Okay.
and I was excited to hear that that they're going to do a field trip, and part of that field trip is have our kids who show up that day be part of the parade.
Well, nice.
Not to watch it or to be part of it.
To watch it.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much.
No, I think watching is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, can I get a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding with the Orville Elementary Teachers Association? Can I get a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstain? Pass with 4 yes votes. D, approve employment contract for Assistant Superintendent Curriculum and Instruction, Zhang.
Okay. Woo-hoo. So what I would like to do is have the board go through the process of approving this, and then we'd like to, as long as the board votes yes, which I hope they do, then we'll have you bring up your family and introduce them to the board and acknowledge that. Okay? So,
Can we make a comment?
yeah. Oh, yeah. You can do whatever you want, Madam President.
So I would like to, excuse me, I would like to say, I used to call you Principal Zhang. You're no longer the principal. But I do appreciate all the work that you've done. You hit the ground running. You haven't stopped. And we appreciate that. That is something that we need. We need to make sure that we're stay on top of curriculum, and that is very important. So thank you so much for everything that you've done so far. You've done a lot of stuff. I've seen the stuff that you've done. I've seen it written down in little letters. So, and you have hit the ground running. So thank you so much. And you are so well deserving of this position.
I'll echo those sentiments, Mr. Zhang. I think that you're not being given anything here today. What you are getting is what you've earned. I mean, and I really mean that sincerely. I mean, I've challenged you several times on different things over the numbers that got reported, and I've been irritated with how it was my lack of understanding of it. And finally, this year, you provided me clarity. And when you did that and you explained to me the difference, I mean, of what was going on there, I mean, that's when you earned the job. I mean, in my mind. I mean, because it's like, I'm thick-headed, don't want to listen to anything, think I know everything. I mean, and yet you went ahead and, took that on and explained that to me, and I greatly appreciate that. I mean, I see nothing but great things for you in your future, however long you choose that to be. So I'm very happy, I mean, that we're taking that next step forward with you. And the only piece of advice I'll give you is just be as pragmatic as you want with me, but not everybody else.
Does the board have any other comments?
No, so I'd just like to say, absolutely, thank you for those comments. Vince, you're very well deserving, and it's very nice that we have just hit the ground running. We continue to do a lot of good things, and I expect even greater things as we continue to mature with your experience in this position. So
Thank you. Okay, can I get a motion to approve employment contract for Assistant Superintendent Curriculum and Instruction, Jean?
So moved.
Can I get a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstain? Pass with 4 yes votes. Congratulations, Vince Jones.
Mr. Zhang, if you please invite your family up so you can introduce them and share in this moment with them.
Thank you for this opportunity. Sure, for all of us who have a significant other, I think it's really important that your significant other supports you in all ways, right? And so I like to bring up my wife. I know she works in Sacramento, drives all the way back over here just to make sure that she takes part in this. So this is Pamela. And culturally, she takes on her own last name, so she doesn't go by Xiong. Culturally, our spouses would take on their own last name in the case that the guy dies first. So she keeps her last name. So, anyways, Pamela Cha. And I do want to thank her for some of those Saturdays that I do spend working on work, or maybe some of those evenings, or some of those days that she likes to go ahead and take vacation, but I said, no, I can't because I got tasks or deadlines that I got to do. So I do want to at least say that in public. Thank our spouses. And if you forgot yours, well, go thank yours. Okay.
That is great. I do want to say something about that, though. Pamela, I want you to know that in the evening, when Vince stays late to work, he shared with me the reason why. Not because he's a workaholic. He told me is because whoever gets home first has to start dinner. So all I'm saying is that I thought he was a workaholic, and no, he's just trying to shirk his responsibilities. So sorry to call you out, but I thought this was the appropriate time to do so. But thank you so much for your support of him. Thank you so much for all your dedication to our district, because you do have a piece in his role of being the man that he is and the work ethic that he puts forth. So thank you.
And those are your sons in the
I'd
audience.
like for them to come on up here too. They're part of the family. Of course, they're still single, by the way. So my kids also are a part of what's going on. Sometimes I have to bug them, hey, step on my back or something, or yeah. So if you have kids, you definitely bug them to do those kinds of things, even if it's just to start a conversation, right? So anyways, I do appreciate them supporting this interim position as well while I was in the interim, and bugging them and asking them for their thoughts as well, because you can't think alone. So it's my family, Alex and Brandon. But I do want to leave with thanking also our my colleagues, our principals in the back as well, because they are the champions of the schools, and they lead however it is that they know how, whatever it is that they have experienced with. And so I do want to thank them for their confidence, for their support, and also for their understanding of how we have to move together to work through our district. And I also want to thank in advance our teachers as well as we embark on this. It is a journey. And in the journey, we look from different perspectives, and we may be traveling on the same journey, on the same path. One person may trip over nothing while another person trips over something. Or, well, one person sees something that the other person doesn't see. So it takes all eyes and all hands on deck to help support the journey so we can go ahead and go through this journey. Again, hats off to our principals, our colleagues, to our teachers as well that are in the classrooms day in and day out. They are the practitioners, and we need them in order to get to the children. And so I'll be working closely with them through curriculum instruction, assessment, data, and anything teaching and learning. While that's done, I also want to thank Andrew over here. Now, my counterpart on the other side of the building. Yeah, he's been giving me some pointers and say, oh, well, working with Spencer, you got to do it this way. So,
I look forward to hearing what that is.
It's a long conversation.
yeah. So anyways, patience and support while I'm navigating through this as well. I want to thank Dr. Holton for having the confidence in supporting me through this as well. But ultimately, I also want to thank our board, Madam President, Member Parmentier, Member Thompson, Member Legrone, Member Barnes, even in her absence. I do want to thank you for your vote of confidence, and I do want to thank you for supporting this um, work and staying on the board because we have a lot of work to do. And as a part of this, part of my job is to get us out of DA, get us out of DTA through focusing on decreasing chronic absenteeism, focusing on decreasing suspensions, and looking for alternative means to correct this, to support this, and definitely focusing on increasing student achievement in ELA and math and LPAC so that definitely we meet and or exceed the state standard for our dashboard. So I'm looking forward to doing that in the next 3 years in this term so that we can go ahead and put ourselves, I don't want to say put ourselves on the map of Butte County schools as one of a high achieving school. Next term, I'd like to go ahead and see if we can shoot for distinguished schools in California. I think that we can go ahead and work on doing that because it's doable, it's possible, and if we see it, we definitely can catch up and can get there. So thank you for your vote of confidence. Thank you for this opportunity for me to have a few words, and definitely I share in all of the successes, and I think everybody shares in all the successes. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. And with that, we will adjourn the meeting at 6:50.